Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful butterfly BUBU dress with a yoke. Now for this dress we're going to be using an Ankara fabric and a doll face material for the yoke. So the doll face is going to stop at the chest point, which is 8 inches. The 8 inches plus 1 inch joining allowance and 1 inch for the slope, I went ahead to cut 10 inches of doll face. After cutting it out, I went ahead to join it to the full length of my Ankara fabric, as you all can see, and this is how it turned out. After that, the next thing I'll go ahead and do is to fold my material into 4 because I'm going to be drafting the front and the back together. Now to determine the full width of your fold, just measure your shoulder measurement plus your sleeve measurement, or where you want the butterfly to stop on your sleeve, and that will give you the full width of your fold. So after folding, I went ahead to draft my start line, and from the start line I came in by 3 inches and I also came down by 3 inches. I connected both points with a curved rule to give my neckline. After that, from the start as well, I went ahead to mark half of my shoulder measurement. I came down by half an inch there, and on the full length of the sleeve I came down by 1 inch. This is just for slope and to relax the sleeves. So when I was done, I connected them with a straight rule, and after that I went ahead to locate the various points in the bodies, which are the chest points, bust points, waist points and hip points, as you all can see me marking it on the material. So after marking, I'll go ahead and connect all these points with a straight rule. Now after that, I went ahead to draft the neckline for the back. I came down from the start line by 1 inch and then I connected it to the 3 inches of the neck width. So after that, the next thing I went ahead to do was to mark the various measurements of the bodies. So for this BUBU dress, we are not going to be using a zipper. It's not going to be fitted. So for every measurement I add, I'm going to add extra 1 inch for ease. But if you want yours fitted, you can just go ahead and mark just your body measurements. But for you to make it fitted, you also need a zipper allowance. So just have that in mind. So on the bust line, I went ahead to mark quarter of my bust measurement plus 1 inch for ease. On the waistline as well, I went ahead to mark quarter of the waist measurement plus 1 inch for ease. And on the hip line, I marked quarter of the hip measurement plus 1.5 inch. And the same thing I marked on the hip line, I marked on the end of the dress. Now I'm using 1.5 inch for the hip line because we're going to be adding a pocket to this dress. So stick around for that. Now, from the hip line, I came down by 3 inches, and from that 3 inches, I'm going to connect it to the end of the chest line. Now, this is where we form our butterfly effect, our butterfly sleeve. So, as you all can see, you can just go ahead and use a curved rule or a straight line, but just like make sure that it kind of like looks like a butterfly. As you all can see, I first of all did a rough sketch and then I just went ahead to smoothing it, and that was it for the butterfly sleeve. So when I was done, I went ahead to cut it out. And for the neckline, I just started by cutting the back neckline first, and after removing the back of the dress, I would now go ahead and cut the front neckline. Now after that, the next thing I went ahead to do was to cut out an interfacing for the neckline. Now I'm using an interfacing because I didn't have enough material to double the yoke. But if you have enough material, it is actually more neater to cut out double of the yoke and then turn the neckline over. But this is what we are going to be doing here. So I placed the interfacing under the neckline and then I traced the neckline, and from the trace I just came out by 3 inches on both sides of the shoulder. From that 3 inches, I also came down by 3 inches and just like traced it out and cut it out. So this is it for our front interfacing. Now for the back as well, we're not adding a zipper or anything, but we're still going to be adding a buttonhole just so that the neck and the head will be able to fit inside the dress properly. So I went ahead to locate the midpoint of my back neckline. From the midpoint, I came down by 5 inches, and then I just went ahead to open the 5 inches. After opening it up, I went ahead to also cut an interfacing the same way we did for the front. I traced out the neckline. On both shoulders, I came out by 3 inches. But since we are going to be using a buttonhole for the back, I also went ahead to trace the line for the buttonhole. So on both sides of the neckline, I came down by 3 inches. And then on the buttonhole side, I came down also by 3 inches and just connected it to both sides of the neckline. And that is it for the interfacing. After that, I went ahead to cut it out. Now another thing I went ahead to do was to make a button holder for my button. So for this button holder, it is 3 inches long, and for the width is 1 inch wide. So for the folding of this button holder, I just like folded it on both sides, turned it again, and went ahead to sew on the fold. So I'm done sewing my button holder, and this is it. On a fold, this button holder is 1.5 inch wide, long. So that is 1 inch for the holder and half an inch for the sewing allowance. So while placing the button holder, I placed it half an inch below the start of the neckline. So I went ahead to mark half an inch from the start of the neckline with a chalk, and then I placed the button holder below it. This is because we need that half an inch to turn the neckline before we get to the button holder. I hope you all can understand. And then for the front neckline as well, I went ahead to turn it over. But before turning, I realized that my Ankara material is actually very transparent. So I went ahead to cut out a lining for it. So for this lining now, I just cut it for just the Ankara. I told you all that my doll face was very small, so we're still going to be using that interfacing. Why for the Ankara, I cut out the same shape of it for the lining, and this is how it turned out. So for this lining, I also turned the back as well. And then the next thing I went ahead to do was to turn the neckline over without facing. And this is how it turned out. As for the back, I also went ahead to turn the neckline with the facing we made. And the next thing I went ahead to do was to place both the back and the front together, right side to right side, shoulder to shoulder. And then I just went ahead to sew the shoulders together using half an inch allowance. And for the down part of the dress, I also went ahead to sew it together as well. So for this down part, we are going to start from where the butterfly ends. So from the curve where the butterfly ends, I'm going to mark my 1 inch sewing allowance and connect it to that curve. But then I'm going to stop marking that 1 inch at least 20 inches below above the end of my dress because I want the dress to have slits on both sides. So after marking it, I'll just go ahead and sew it down. And this same thing, I did it for the other side of the dress. So I'm done sewing and this is it. So as you all can see, the slit is very small because the length of the dress is still short. I'll still go ahead and add extra material. But this is it. I'm done joining both sides of the dress. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to shape the upper part of the dress. So from the top of the dress, I went ahead to locate the chest point, the bust point, the waist point, and the hip point. I marked that down and then I went ahead to mark it a second time on the other side of the dress. Now after marking, I went ahead to find the full width of the dress, and after finding it, I just used that to locate the midpoint of the dress. So after locating it, using this midpoint, we'll go ahead and key in the measurements of the bodies. So on the chest line and bust line, I'll go ahead and measure half of my bust measurements plus the ease. And then whatever I get, I'll mark half of that measurement I got on both sides of the line. So for the waistline as well, I'll mark half of my waist measurement plus ease, divide it by 2 and mark it on both sides of the line. As for the hip line as well, I'll also go ahead and mark half of my hip measurements plus ease, divide it by 2 and mark it on both sides of the line. And when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and connect it with a rule. And please don't mind the sticker on the dress. At this point, there was no iron to remove it, but I still made sure that the lines were visible. So another thing I went ahead to do was to blend the waistline because it was too sharp at this point. So I just came out by half an inch and blended it. And then from 1 inch below the chest line, I sewed all the way down to the hip line, as you all can see. And for the length of the dress, I've gone ahead to add it up as well. Now the next thing I went ahead to do was to add my pockets. I told you that I added a pocket to this dress. So from the top of the dress, I located the waistline, and then at the back, I just marked that waistline, and from the waistline, I just traced my sewing allowance to like 10 inches because I want my pocket to be 10 inches wide. So after tracing that sewing allowance, I went ahead to open the place I traced. Now this trace is going to enable me to know which line to follow when sewing my pockets. So these are the fabrics I cut out for the pockets. On a fold it is 12 inches long and for the width it is 10 inches wide. So I placed one side of the pocket on one side of the dress and following the line I'll sew it down. As for the other side, I'll also do the same thing as well. Now after sewing it on the dress, this is what we have. As for the side of the pocket, I also went ahead to close it up by sewing them together. And for the other side of the dress, as you all can see, I also attached a pocket there. Now for the right side of the dress, I went ahead to close any space that was left from fixing of the pockets. And after that, the next thing I went ahead to do was to gum the interfacing with a hemming gum so that it would lay flat. I also did the same thing for the back as well. And for the slits, I also used the hemming gun to keep it in place. And after that, the last thing I went ahead to do was to attach a button to the back of the dress. Now we've come to the end of our tutorial. And as you all can see, this is the result of our dress. You can see how pretty it is. So if you found my video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and comment if you have any question. You can as well share this to anyone that you feel it will be helpful to. And I'm going to see you all in my next one. Thank you and bye.